Yeah, it's kind of hard to be like ninja when you're got a guy following you with a huge mic on the top.
It's like you're like a celebrity, so
yeah,
they'll be cool when you do it.
I guess maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I've never done this. So let's talk about the positives of this camera. The rear display, the hidden display that's here, I like that it's protected. This is a protected display. So if you have a bag that you're going to chuck it into, if you drop it, or if you're worried about a really big problem with cameras these days is that if you apply too much pressure to the display, you could crack the display, break the display, the LCD that's inside here, and then you have the liquidy mess of a broken display. But instead, it's protected here, and you never have to worry about that kind of problem. On the street, when you're handling your camera, some people use a wrist strap, some people use no strap. If you drop your camera, it's going to be safer. So that's one big thing that I like. So another positive I like about this camera is that it is titanium on the top and the bottom, the plates that are here. So because it's titanium, you drop it, it's more durable. If you want a really durable camera, then that's one checkbox for you. So another thing I like about this camera is the OVF EVF combo that's in here. Of course, the XPro-1 and Pro-2 had that. There's no difference in this camera, of course, but the fact that this has got the newer sensor and everything makes it the obvious choice for this generation. And what I like about it is that you do have it up like this, meaning your left eye is still available to look in the world around you. And that's always been the benefits of having a rangefinder camera, rangefinder style camera. So what I like about the OVF EVF combo as well is that if you have it in just OVF mode and you have, of course, your display hidden and everything, you have that OVF in the eye sensor, then you're really saving a lot of battery life. So you're able to pull out a lot of shots from this camera without the display being on, which is like probably the #1 killer of camera batteries besides actually taking the photos. So when you're in standby, you're in really like low power mode and you can pull it up and take your shots, and yeah, I love that. It's great. So also having a smaller body means that it's more inconspicuous when you're on the street. People don't get intimidated as much by this camera compared to a bigger camera. I know some photographers, street photographers, are out there using big like D4s and huge camera 1DX or this and that, and you can use that, but it's easier when you have a smaller camera. So having a smaller, lighter, more inconspicuous body means that you're not taken as seriously as a professional photographer when you're on the street. There's less of an intimidation factor when you're out and taking pictures of people. 覚えてますか？いい写真撮ったよ。
ありがとう。
見た？
見たよ。
見た？
見た。
すごいすごい。Nice.
Nice.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you again. 写真いいですか？もう一回。いいですか？ YouTube。いいですか？いいですか？はい。せーの。あ、せーの。Nice.
Thank you. Thank you.
Kind of see from that, like when you have a smaller camera like this, you're a little bit less threatening. When you have a bigger camera, at least in my opinion, when you have a bigger camera, you're more intimidating. So I like the size of this camera for that factor. And it's a cool looking camera, so people are interested in it, and people are interested in you because of that, I guess. It's kind of, how do you say, facetious? No, superfluous? No, not superfluous.
Oh, I haven't the vaguest idea what you're talking about.
Why am I thinking fascistic? No.
Sir,
it's kind of,
his reading is fully human.
How do you say it? It's like, this is what happens when you live in Japan for so long. You forget words. You forget English words. What's the word? Okay, I'm gonna pop it up in the corner here. That's the word, okay? That's the word. You're shooting upside down, but you can take the shot, and in post, you can just rotate it, flip it back over. So, not a lot of people realize that one. So another thing I like about the size of this camera is that because it's flat on the top like this and smaller, I have this Peak Design bag, and when I put it in like that, then it goes in real smooth and easy. That's what she said. So another thing I like about this camera is that it has the classic neg film simulation. It's a really good color. I like the tones of it. It kind of does things with the orange and the blues that are kind of interesting. And I'm sure other cameras will get it in the future in firmware updates, but for now this camera has it, and I like it a lot. I've been shooting in that almost exclusively since I first got the camera, so it's been good. It's been nice to try out a different look. Hello. So another point about the hidden display on the camera, it really isn't a gimmick if you're someone who has suffered the ill fates of chimping while being on the street. If I were to be here camping, taking pictures like this, and let's say I get a really great shot, well, naturally, for a lot of people, you want to take a look at that shot right away because you're excited.
There's a polar bear on an ice cap. Everything's melting. Why have we destroyed his world?
But because there is one extra step in having to open the rear display and check that shot, it does kind of remind you that you do need to make that step. You do need to do that in order to see the picture that you're so excited about. And when you get this camera and you know that you have to make that step in the first place, you're kind of reminded about that. Oh, I got a great shot, but should I chimp? Should I take a look at the shot? No, you bought this camera so that you can prevent yourself from chimping. And so that's kind of a nice reminder to kind of stay focused on the scene around you, on what's happening, on the action. Because I have lost so many shots. I can't tell you how many shots I've lost in the years of doing street photography due to being excited and looking down at my screen to see the shot and then realizing there's a better shot that just happened in front of me. So that's one more point. Point I have to make about this camera is a negative point, and that is that in those kind of situations where I have to be quicker, faster, because I don't see the rear display, I do have to rely on the EVF. Unless you're using a wider lens like this one, then you can take more chances shooting blind. Not having that rear display means that if you're having a situation where you need to take the shot right away, you're not sure about the framing, you do have to shoot blind. That is an issue, especially if you're shooting with like the 35mm f2, 35mm and up, then shooting blind is probably going to be a really low chance you're going to get a good shot. Having to flip the display down and take the shot is just a little bit inconvenient in that regard. The thing is, I did just chimp through the EVF, so if you're in the middle of shooting and you do want to chimp, you do want to check your shot, you have it right there. You just press the play button, you have your shot, you have your review right there. It's like, oh, okay, I got it, I got the shot. Okay, good. It's not that bad, it's not a big deal, stop complaining. think I took a picture of that guy already. Or just another guy with that same hairstyle. A lot of people have that hairstyle now. It's like faded, like gray color haircut. See, here comes another guy with that haircut too. Get a shot. One of the negatives about this camera compared to some of the other, bigger cameras like the XH-1 is that in using the bigger lenses like the 1.4s and the 56 1.2, you don't have as much of a big grip. You have a more shallower grip on this camera. So while the removal of the D-pad makes the thumb placement better and the grip in the front is better than the XPro-2, still using those 1.4s, it is balanced more forward compared to the lighter lenses like this 18 f2 or any of the other f2s, the 35 f2 and the 50 f2, all those smaller lenses I think are more suited more towards this body. So it's something to consider when you're getting this camera. I forgot, one of the reasons why I decided to get the black version of this camera instead of the Dura Black is so I can save the $200 and buy this lens instead, buy the 18mm f2. Of course, the Dura Black, I've touched it, I played with it a bit. I didn't find a problem with fingerprints showing up or any kind of gunkiness. I didn't really notice anything, too bad when I was handling it. So I think the Dura Black is fine to get, but I just got the normal black because I'm actually okay with scuffs in the paint, any kind of wear and tear on the paint. I think it adds character to the camera, kind of a history of where the camera's been and where you've been with that camera. So I went for the black one, I saved the $200 and I got this lens instead, and no regrets because it's super light. I like it, I like the style of it, fits really easily into bags. And probably the next video I'm gonna make is about this lens. So stay tuned for that. Okay, and thanks for watching. If you like my video, like and subscribe. Check out my Instagram at AlexOnStreets, and check out my portraits too at AlexOnPortraits. And for my cameraman today, please check him out too. He's been a big help.
Hey guys, so I'm Paren. You can find my Instagram at @ParenVlogs, and you can also find my YouTube. It's going to be linked below. So I hope you can also follow me, and we'll keep seeing you in a lot of awesome collab videos. So stay tuned.
Stop! As soon as the peace signs go up, that's when I stop taking pictures. There's nothing more annoying than everybody in the country doing a peace sign when you take a picture of them. I wonder if I got it. I'm not gonna check. I'm not gonna check my shot. I'm gonna save it. I'm not gonna check. Because you never know, then you got another subject coming. I didn't block him enough. There's a fine line to blocking someone like a dick and blocking someone like you're stupid. It's a hard line to walk. Okay, I think I'm done.